find property opportunities, investment opportunities for private investors. And I'm just going to be interviewing Phil Martin here today on his course, which is Property Millionaires Together. Is that right, Phil?
Yes, the course is called Millionaires Together. It's a property training and support program.
Okay. Can you give us the logical reasoning as to why you called it Millionaires Together?
Okay. I've called the program Millionaires Together because I want it to signify that there's a group of us going on a journey of property success together, rather than there's a trainer, a teacher, and there's students, and then they go off and do what they're doing, and the trainer goes off and does what he's doing. No, no, no. This course is so different because we're going to be doing it together as a team.
Yeah. Okay. Can you give us 2 ways in which the course is different to other courses out there?
Yes, I can, Nav. I'll be pleased to. And I have been on a lot of courses over the years since I got into property. I attended almost every course possible that I could, and bought lots of manuals and workshops and digested so much knowledge and put it into action.
Yeah.
Some of if you're looking for 2 key differences, I think the first one is the price, really. I mean, I've deliberately priced this to be very affordable for people, and to reflect the fact that this isn't my main income generating activity. I'm a property investor. I do property deals. I put land together. I negotiate on letting of property and selling property, and I sell a lot of deals from contracts. So I do all of that, and this is a side thing that I want to do with a team of other people that will be part of it. A lot of training is done in the industry by people who make their money by training, and therefore they need to price it to reflect that. I don't, so I've priced this to be, like I say, really affordable and open to people.
Okay. So I know that there's another course out there, just to sort of it's called the Rent to Rent course, and that's also £2,000. So and that's just one strategy. I'm not sure how long it is. Might be 6 months or a year. I'm not sure. But what strategies are going to be, what are you going to be teaching that are going to be different to just this one course that's £2,000 and just teaching rent to rent?
Well, I guess that's probably a weekend workshop or something, a 2 or 3 day event, I would imagine, of very, very specialist knowledge in one strategy. But if I could just go back for a minute, I'll cover that in a minute, but if I can just go back for a minute, you asked me for 2 key differences. And
yeah.
Before I mention the strategies, which I'll happily go into, I should mention that the second key difference, I think, with Millionaires Together, comparing it to other training programs if you wanted to, is that we have a very clear overview of the program, which is that people must do a balance of 2 things. The first thing is that the program is designed to help the delegates acquire a portfolio of assets, i.e. property, land, businesses, those kind of things that will have equity in them and that they can improve over time. But the second key important thing that this program is designed to do is to help them generate income from their businesses, but also from contracts that they agree, from deals they negotiate, and from deploying strategies that they learn. So it's a very active program where people will develop income and an asset base together, rather than just being taught a few strategies and go off and implement. So that's very different. Now, if we're then to move on and discuss this rent-to-rent course, I don't do rent-to-rent, and I don't particularly see it as a standalone strategy, other than as part of a strategy if we're acquiring letting agents, or we're acquiring estate agents, or we're acquiring properties with the option to buy them. Then of course it could work really well, but what we're not looking to do is just for our delegates to design a job for themselves. Okay, now I do know there are ways of managing HMOs effectively, but we don't do that. Now, houses in multiple occupancy is the strategy for rent to rent. People will typically rent a house at single rent, sublet it through various legal contracts, and run it and rent it by the room as a HMO. I don't do that. I don't do HMOs, and I don't recommend HMOs because they're time consuming, and if you don't have a letting agency or a team of people, all you're doing is replacing one job with another job. Okay, the Millionaires Together program is designed to replace a job income within the year, certainly within the first few months, in fact, and to bring a portfolio of assets as well. So rent to rent's a good strategy for some people. If you haven't already got a job, you can go and build yourself another job.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a strategy to build a portfolio of assets,
yeah.
Millionaires Together will teach you a wide range of strategies. I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. What's the difference basically? Because obviously on this one course you'd be only learning this one strategy. So on your course you're going to be learning a variety of different strategies to help you acquire assets and also replace your income.
Yes,
if that's correct. Yeah.
Absolutely, and some of the strategies that I am very, very pleased to teach will appeal to people at all levels, whether you're already successful and consider your knowledge to be at the expert level in property and you're looking to move on to the next level, or whether you're just brand new and getting started. Some of the strategies you won't find anywhere else, certainly not right now. Times can change, and people do begin to offer new ideas, but for now, some of the strategies we will be covering things you might already heard of. For example, option contracts with leases, management agreements, guaranteed rent agreements, those kind of things. With an option contract running alongside, you can then pass those deals on to tenant buyers, shared ownership residential buyers, or resell properties on contracts called assisted sales, where you might go in, exchange contracts, refurbish a property and sell it for a profit. We do all of those kind of strategies you might be hearing quite a bit of. We cover refurbishment, we cover change of use and development, but some of we cover below market value, acquiring properties at auction, selling properties at auction, financing below market value purchases, refinancing them. But some of the things that you may not be able to pick up information elsewhere, which you will get from Millionaires Together, and you will get it in a very close environment with the support to implement the concepts, are acquiring businesses, distressed businesses or normal businesses that are for sale. And what I've learned over the last few years is that there's a big overlap between the strategies in property and the strategies in business. For example, you can add a value to businesses and create equity, the same as you can in property. You can buy businesses on option agreements, and you can sell from option agreements in businesses, the same as you can with property. You can split title on properties, but you can also split assets and businesses. There's so many ways to add value and generate income and build a portfolio of assets in businesses as well as in properties. And that's great fun for those who want to embrace those sort of strategies. And I've got a wealth of experience in that area as well.
Which is very different.
But it's very different.
Yeah.
But it slots in really well alongside our property marketing. It's very similar. All the same marketing strategies work. And the negotiation strategies work. So so that's something I'm quite pleased. But in addition to that, I'll be showing you land finding and how to put land deals together and put excess garden lands together and identify when land is unused and access has just come available. A deal I'm doing right now, a pub for sales. Pubs come up for sale, and a lot of people look at the pub and think, oh, okay, that's interesting. It's not very cheap, not a lot of opportunity to add value. But by looking at the land finding software and by speaking to householders in the local area, I've been able to identify 18 pieces of excess garden land within the middle of a development that is landlocked and entirely accessed through this pub. Suddenly, there's 2 acres of developable land, which is only accessed by the pub. Okay, now the pub's 350 grand.
Yeah.
Development land with planning permission is worth £1 million an acre. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, case law has shown that access to land is worth about 1/3 of the land's value. So that means that the access from the pub is worth 1/3 of £2 million. So that's £600,000 or £700,000 potentially extra that the pub's worth if you can secure the land and the excess gardens on simple option agreements. And I'll teach you how to do all that. So that's
sounds very complicated.
Well, it sounds complicated, sorry. I'll make it simpler.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of thing that you'll learn in there's a whole day, one of our 12 days is all about that. It's all about putting land together.
Yeah.
Not for you to develop. We don't really need to be doing that.
Yeah, of course.
To go and give those option contracts to Taylor Wimpey, Persimmon Homes, Bloor Homes, any of those people, and say, thanks very much, I want 250 grand, or whatever it happens to be. And that's what I will be sharing on my course. So I'll be sharing the usual conventional strategies you might have heard of but not been able to implement. I'll help you break through so you can implement it, but also numerous other strategies as well. Like I say, land finding, development, business acquisition, and things. How you can just get out there. How you can go and view 30 or 40 properties in the next 7 days if you want to. Learn fast, make offers fast, and adjust your strategies to suit. It's very much a hand-holding program.
By you, which is which is just amazing to be able to have that kind of knowledge to hand and be able to make decisions confidently, knowing that actually when you do put an offer in, you've got the right kind of support behind you. So you're, I know from my perspective, it would be almost like a bit frightening to make that, make that offer without, having somebody there to sort of say, no, actually go and do this. Yeah, do it this way. So for the whole 12 months, you actually, you offer that support and confidence to that person, which is, pretty amazing. And, there are so many strategies that you're going to be learning. It just sounds very, very exciting for £2,000.
Yeah. I'm keen. I don't like, thank you. When I've done events before, I don't like anybody to leave without knowing that they can do it. Okay. Not just some rah-rah motivation, but actually the rah-rah motivation, yes, which is important, but also having the physical strategies and knowing how to do it. So having the paperwork in place, having the knowledge to do it, to source, negotiate and find the deals, but also having role played so that you have the confidence that if someone says X to you, you know that you can say Y. I was talking to a chap on the phone the other day and we were role playing about how to handle an estate agent on a complex exchange with delayed completion, refurb in between scenario. And the role playing, we did it 3 or 4 times. I said, pretend I'm the agent, 3 or 4 times. That then gave him the confidence. He was able to speak to the agent, put the offer in place and everything, and do the deal. So role playing is important. Having all the right paperwork is important. Something else I haven't mentioned is the new FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority's rulings on joint venture promotions, and whether you're allowed to have private investment and those kind of things. And we cover that in great detail as well. I am a bit of a detail person, and I'm able to go into detail with you about what you can and can't do, what you can and can't do whilst being fully compliant with the law and building your business. And there's 3 or 4 ways that you can still partner with people on a joint venture basis so that everyone is successful and benefits.
Wow, that's there's so much to learn, and it's such an amazing price as well. When is your course starting, Phil?
We're running a couple of groups, so we'll be running the first one on the 5th of April, and we'll be running the second one in the middle of April. So if people come to the website, which I think we'll put a link on here, they'll be able to see what the course diary is. I'm happy to have a quick chat with anybody to discuss their personal circumstances and strategies before they book.
Okay.
So feel free to phone up as well.
We'll put all the information in the box below, and also what will be in the box below is a reference that we've got about your teachings.
Oh yes, thank you.
So we'll put that in the box below as well. And if there's anything else that you guys would like to know, or another video on a specific subject, then obviously put the details in the box below, and we can get Phil to do another hangout with us. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at what else I need to ask you. Okay, one last thing. Why should people come and join you on this course, Phil?
I think it really depends. Why should someone go and do a training course, or why should they join me?
Why
I
should
think
they
it
join
really
you?
depends.
You.
Why should they join me?
Yeah.
As opposed to anyone else?
Yeah, as to anybody else. I mean, apart from the fact that you are, you know, so much fun to hang out with.
Thank you. Okay. It's fair to say that I have been in property since early 2006, so I do have years and years of experience. But in addition to that, I read a great book when I was a teenager called The Magic of Thinking Big, and I kind of internalized it like children and youths do. And everything I've done has been in a big way. So I've been involved in hundreds of property deals, been involved in dozens of land deals, dozens of business transactions, involved in a huge scale in millions of pounds of financing, negotiated on £100 million of portfolios. So I kind of can help people, I think, at all levels of property, okay, wherever they're at, whatever their skill set is. So I think I'm well positioned to help. I've also failed in a very large way before. So I think I'm uniquely positioned in a way, having been a massive failure and been a massive success. I can kind of say to people, look, you're better off in the middle. Okay? Take the middle road. You don't need to fail massively. You don't need to succeed massively, but be successful, become rich, become wealthy, and listen to the strategies and the advice that's being taught, but also listen to the strategies and advice that you're being taught about what not to do. And I don't think anyone else is as well positioned to tell you what not to do as I am in that respect. But coming on a course like Millionaires Together is a commitment. It's not just the money. It's a commitment to changing your life over the course of a year. Okay, and that's only going to suit some people. It's only going to suit a small percentage of people who have a goal and a dream, a burning desire to get somewhere different from where they are now. And if you do not have this little spark inside of yourself to make your life better for you and for the people that you care about, then no amount of training, education and support is going to help you, because everything's going to be more important, okay? Mr. Selfridge will be more important, you know, the voice of X Factor or whatever is going to be more important. But, you know, this is going to success requires sacrifice, okay? Now, do you have to do it for all of your life? No. But if you sacrifice for a while and put the work in and feed your business while it's small, then when it's big, it will feed you, okay? So, you know, I don't want to patronize anybody in any way, but I can't promise to help every single person if they don't have that spark of a dream or a goal, or that frustration with where they are right now that says they've got to do something else and something different. You've got to want it so bad that nothing else takes priority, okay? It's got to be something that drives you and moves you, that sometimes you wake up in the night and say, I really, really need to build a portfolio of properties. I need to increase my income. I can't live like this anymore. I want it so bad. I want that dream that moves me so much, okay? And then, you see, it doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night. When you get that dream, it plays over and over in your mind and becomes part of your dreams when you're sleeping, and you know eventually you hang on to it, you will achieve it. But it takes a coach and a mentor, okay? I have a coach and a mentor, okay? I have someone who helped me turn my life around and help me reach higher and achieve things. And everybody needs that person to say, come on, you can do it. You can do it. I suppose if you didn't have that and you decided, right, that I wanted to build a property portfolio and I wanted to be a millionaire, you could go off and try and do it on your own. Exactly. You can go off and try and do it on your own, and a lot of people do. And you know, you've got to admire that independent, determined spirit. But the independent, determined spirit, you see, is like there's two people at the entrance to a jungle, and the independent, determined spirit's there with his machete. He's there with his machete, and he's chopping his way through the undergrowth, right? And he's cutting, and he's getting blistered and cut and all that, and it's taking him 10 minutes. It's taking him 10 hours maybe just to get, 50 yards into this undergrowth, okay? That's the independent person. All power to you. Well done, Mr. Independent. I admire you so much. You've got massive muscles, okay? But
Or
but there is a slightly maybe cleverer way and maybe more efficient way to do it, which is you walk round the corner a little bit and there is already a path. There's a trail that's been blazed,
a
okay?
blueprint.
Yeah, someone chopped through the undergrowth years and years ago. They laid down loads of shingle, they put little rails up, and you can walk through the path all the other side of the jungle in that 10 hours that it's taken that guy to chop a few yards, okay? So there is a more efficient way to do it, and the more efficient way is to follow someone else's path and have a coach and a mentor holding your hand, helping you along the way.
Yeah, because if you did it the other way and you came across any problems, you could waste a lot of resources as well. I would, imagine.
Yes,
A
absolutely.
lot of people fall into that trap of thinking, yeah, I can do it all on my own, and then you come across maybe a hurdle, and it's costing you a lot more than you want to spend, basically. And if you don't know what you don't know, then you can
I have so much admiration. I have so much admiration for the people who go out and do it independently on their own, okay?
Yeah.
But a lot of those people who go out independently on their own, they get bitten by a snake in the undergrowth. Yeah. Suddenly they've had 2 properties repossessed, okay? Or they get stuck in quicksand and they're calling out, help, help, help. They're stuck in the quicksand and they're gradually sinking and sinking the more they struggle and the more they struggle. And the one thing they're determined to hang on to is their independence, and that's fine. But you see, it doesn't always work. It's quicker and more efficient, and you are stacking the odds in your favour of success if you work with people who have already been through the undergrowth and follow that path that's already been laid for us.
I think that's a fabulous reason as to why people should come and work with you.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna close Google Hangouts now, but if you guys would like to ask Phil anything, then please do put anything you want in the box below, and either Phil or I can get back in touch with you. And again, Phil, can you give us those dates just so people are aware of when the course is starting?
The first one's starting on the 5th of April, so we need to move quick.
Okay.
Obviously it's filling up, so we need to, people need to make a decision, certainly I would say within the next couple of weeks, and get booked on, because that's starting on the 5th of April, and the next one will be 2 weeks after that, so it will be the 19th of April.
Okay. Just want to ask you one more other thing. If the course is £2,000, how much capital do people sort of need to sort of keep them afloat through this course? Do you think about 5,000?
Thank you for asking that question, Nav. Yeah, some people would think to get started in property you need a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's more importantly to have the ability to spot the opportunities to make the money, and then reinvest the money that you make. Okay, so £5,000 will be more than enough to get your marketing budget up and running, to follow the strategies that I'll be sharing and showing you how to do, and to recycle that money. You won't need any more than that. Okay, if you've
that's it, guys. 7,000 or girls, £7,000 is the maximum, the minimum that you need to actually start the business and sort of, build your portfolio.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote an article now. I think we're gonna talk about it in a day or two. How to get started in property for £1,500 and 10 or 15. It's going to
be another hangout.
Yeah. So how to get started in property for £1,500 and 10 or 15 hours a week. It is possible to do that, but if you've got £3,000 of your own float in addition to your course fees, then that will be sufficient. Within 3 months, this float will be constantly recycling, and within a few months, you will have replaced a reasonable salary. Okay.
Yeah.
So
£5,000.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. That would be sufficient. We're not looking to spend fortunes. Okay, property opportunities are out there right now. I can go with anybody and go and view 40 or 50 properties without spending a penny. Okay, and we can go and offer, we can get to exchange, sell out of the exchange. But if you've got a few thousand, that will really stand you in good stead. Develop a brand. Get a web. We have a web designer who you'll meet, get the photographs, website up and running, get some marketing materials. We'll get you fully up and running for all of that money. That budget is yours, you control it, and it will be recycled back in as each deal comes. But yeah, if you're not sure of anything, ask any questions before you book.
Okay, well that I think has been really, really useful for me as well. So thanks for that. Again, guys, if you want to ask Phil anything, then please do put anything you like in the subject below. Phil, thank you for taking the time out to speak with us today, and I look forward to our next hangout.
Yeah, you too, Nav. It's good talking to you. See you soon.
Lovely talking to you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.